Woo! Another frosty one this morning. I'm not saying where we're going because I want to do something different today. Yes, it's still the season. Yes, I have the bug. I'm not going to say that we're going to do this because I also want to do paranormal this. I'm going to go with Grant. And down the... That's cold with the... in it, and the phone, which we're recording on, has no clue because it can't see what we're doing, and I'm going to run the Hack Shack app today in a few places when we stop for lunch. I'm going to run it on the way out there and see if anything comes through in relation to this without me mentioning it, and you guys will get to see some great action along the way. So, something a little different, but still cool, and I know we're going to get messages. My grandparents, they all did this. They loved to eat these things. Fall was a favorite time of year around here for hunting, fishing, all the other adventures that we do. And I'm sure one of them is going to come through and give us a message. All right, the microphone is so good on the DJI Action 4 that we're just going to run it as we drive out to my brother's, and we're going to run the Hack Shack. It's going to come through the speakers in the truck, and we'll see what comes through on our way to do this adventure. Are any of the ancestors going to join us today as we go on this trip? I'd like you to start by telling everybody what we're going to do today. I'm just going to try to connect here briefly. Alright guys, I am actually at the computer editing. I just started editing yesterday's trip. My mind is freaking blown. The first thing that app says is going fishing. I didn't hear it yesterday in the truck. I didn't hear any of the responses. And I'm getting full body shivers. Why am I out here in the garage? Because I started going, oh my God. And my wife's like, what? And then she went into this big spiel of, oh, that's not real. Your phone is feeding you the same as you guys do to me. So I'm out here in the garage talking about it because I'm just tired of all the negative Debbie Downers. That freaking app had no idea what we were doing yesterday. I never said what we were doing. I held up the fishing rod and it said we're going fishing. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Briefly. As soon as I said I was going to try to connect, it said something. Just going to send out a bit of light and connect and open up. All the old family members, grandparents, uncles, even aunts. Some of the women like to do this when they were kids. Anybody that wants to join us today, say your name and come and join us. There is somebody that just passed away last fall. He didn't get to deer hunt last year, and he didn't obviously get any fishing in last year, so you want to come join us today? I'm not going to say your name. You come through, say your name. I'll put his name up here on the screen of who I'm thinking of, sending out some light to that person. Love ya, miss ya. Okay, look, this is important. I think we need to start breaking down these responses a little more because this is what we're doing. We're researching, right? And full shiver down the back of my neck. I'm thinking of somebody in my head and a response comes through on the app and says that person's name. Okay, now, the context of what they're saying, it's like a conversation between two other people, a female and a male, and they're now discussing the person that I'm thinking of in my head. And I'm pretty sure it says, back when Harvey met. And then the male voice says, was he 9? Now, are they talking about my dad? Because my dad told me that they met in grade 5, or the summer of grade 5. How old are kids when they are going into grade 5? 9, 10. My dad's birthday is in December, so was he 9 when he met Harvey? I don't know. They're not talking about me because I've known Harvey ever since I was born. Uncle Harv has been there since, him and my dad were buddies long before, from grade 5. But this is the thing I want to point out, and it's important. They, up there, wherever there is, are having conversations about what we're talking about in the videos or what we're thinking of. I never said his name. They don't know what I'm thinking of. It clearly says Harvey. That is what we need to take out of this little clip here, okay? I might not have it right. I'm pretty sure I listened to it 4 dozen times. Back when Harvey met, was he 9? And it's like they don't have all the answers either because they're asking each other questions. Just something to think of. I'm moving on, but we're going to analyze some of these responses a little deeper like that. Also to note, I'm trying to contact Harvey and have Harvey come through the app, and it is not Harvey that comes through the app. It is somebody talking about Harvey. Why doesn't Harvey just come through? Perfect timing that shut off. I've got to make a pit stop. I'll be right back. All right, I had to get some of these. You guys want to tell me about these? Wouldn't have much luck today without those. I'm being as ambiguous as I can be, guys. So if anything comes through related to what we're doing today, it's not because the phone is listening. My great uncle, whose name has come through on here many times before, he used to love to do this with my grandfather. They never got along, but it was one thing that when they were kids, they told us stories about them, adventuring and exploring together. Do either of those guys want to come through and say their name? Are they going to join us today on this trip? It's so hard. I keep wanting to ask questions that pertain to what I'm doing, but I don't want to give away. Eventually, I'm just going to start talking about it. When they come through, they come through. So this is my 3rd outing in a week and a half. And at this age, it's very hard on the body. But it's in me. I've been doing this 48 years since I was a kid. I've been enjoying doing this, exploring. What am I doing? Somebody come through and say so people know that this is real. Say my name, say my brother's name. A guy driving in the fast lane with his 4-ways on and towing a trailer. Get in the right lane. It's amazing how many people don't know how to drive. And he's still back there holding up all the traffic in that fast lane. And yes, I heard you. You tried to say something when I was complaining about that guy in the truck. Maybe one word came through there. Who watches over my brother and I? Are they going to come today and enjoy the last trip of the season? Can I bribe you with some light? You come through and tell us what we're doing today and I'll send out some light. Give me your name, say your name, and tell me what we're doing today. Back when I was a kid, we never bought these. We dug them painstakingly, hours before you would get off to your adventure. Is it like cheating to buy them? Or is it smart? I think it's smart. It's a time saver. Woman's voice, not sure what it said. Somebody else, oh, now I'm getting a shiver down the back of my neck because I just thought of somebody that I never knew. This person died and we found their grave in the graveyard. Oh, another full shiver. Erwin Buckley, who was a cousin of mine, full body shiver, died in 1940. We're not sure if it was a fishing trip or a hunting trip, but we know he died on Cocoa Lake. Erwin, do you want to come through? I'm getting shivers right down to my knees, guys. He's going to come through. Erwin, do you want to join us today? Oh, just goosebumps. I didn't know you, but you seem to have an adventurous spirit. I'm just covered in goosebumps right down my legs, my arms. Erwin, are you here? I'd love for you to come through and say your name. You're more than welcome to join us on today's adventure. I'm going to send some light out to Erwin. And invite him on this trip. Do the ancestors watch the adventures? I just went with my cousin Cody and my buddy Stu. Had 2 great trips. Do you guys watch that? Do you join us? Do you join us? Do you join us? Do you join us? Oh, that insta shiver. Oh, I'm getting a shiver just standing here, guys. Okay, it would be easy for me to write off that message. I only know one Ed, and I haven't seen him in many years. That message there that came through is not the first message that we've had in regards to Ed and bringing Ed fishing. My buddy Doug, who is dead, full shivers down my arms. Doug and Ed were very good friends. When Doug moved down south for a few years, he met Ed at work, and he started bringing Ed up to the cottage, his dad's camp, and we used to go fishing and hang out with Ed. And we would poke fun at Ed because Ed would fill the boat with 150, 250 pounds of gear for a weekend of, he would bring everything, like the stove. Like, Ed was just a city kid who enjoyed the country, and Ed was a decent guy, but I haven't seen him in many years. It would be easy for me to not put that message in here, but I'm going to do this because I used to cut out some of these messages, and Grant and I talked about it before. It clearly said to bring Ed up to the camp. We're supposed to bring Ed with us, I think, when we go say our goodbyes to Doug, who is supposed to be interned up at the camp. They're supposed to spread his ashes up at camp. I don't believe they've done it yet. I haven't heard anything from the family. So, but that is a message, I am sure, from Doug saying, don't forget about Ed. And there's a tie-in here. Every time we talk about fishing or going camping, it mentions Ed. And I know that it's Doug sending those messages because that's the only Ed I know.
You gonna fucking go or what? Let's go.
That was loud. That scared me. Good morning. That was a male voice. can't get this Hack Shack X8 app anymore. They removed it from Google Play. Grant was telling me yesterday the same thing. He tried to get it. You cannot get it anymore. So if you have it on your phone already, don't delete it because you won't get it back. And I would say that success rate is in the 90 percentile of pertinent responses that we get, saying our names, family members' names, talking about what we're doing. It always makes sense. Grandpa Dan, you want to join me today? My grandfather lived on the property that Grant now owns. Straight behind that property is the river that we're fishing in this video. My grandfather grew up fishing that river. So I ask Grandpa Dan, do you want to join us? We get a pertinent response. It says coming, but it's in a female voice. So does that matter? The male versus female responses that we get on here. Do male versus female matter at all? I don't know. But the answer was pertinent. That's the important part. It answered my question. Do you want to join us? Coming. Well, we're finally getting lots of responses here. It took a little bit to get it warmed up. That was a woman's voice. Uncle Art, do you want to join us today? Do you and Grandpa Dan get along now that you're both passed on? You guys get along well enough to come down the river with Grant and I? That would have been something. The four of us going fishing down the river? That never happened. That was a moment that nobody got to enjoy. You shouldn't have these rifts in family. What do you think about that? Do you have any advice from your side? And I'm talking to you guys specifically when I ask now something a little different. How do you feel about my resolution to the property issue? Me just giving Grant the property. I think that was the right thing to do. Would you agree? I want to hear what you guys think about the property. I want to know what you guys think. I used a plural term. The response uses not only a plural term, but the same word that I used in the question. What does it mean? I don't know. But the reply was, we don't think. So spirits, obviously, there's something else there. They're, everybody says all-knowing. They're tapped into the source. I don't know. Is that what it means? They don't need to think. It's a different process? I don't know. But the answer, again, 100% pertinent. I use a plural term. They use a plural term. And they answer the question directly. This is mind-blowing to me, guys. I don't know. Very faint reply there. I'm interested in that. Okay, Uncle Harv, I'm going past your place. Are you jumping in? Just past the road Uncle Harv lives on. You want to chime in here? We'd love to hear from you. Sending out light and love to Uncle Harv. Did you guys see that? I am getting full shivers down the back of my neck and down my arms. I have goosebumps on my arms right now. Yeah. I'm going to replay that for you guys. Starting over top of my head is this tiny little dot. I thought it was a reflection of sunlight on the roof of the truck. And all of a sudden it gets bigger and it swirls forward and it goes past the camera. It's an orb of light. Here I am sending out light to Uncle Harv, and then I see this thing on the screen. Full body shivers right now. We're going to zoom in on this because that's recorded in 4K. Let's take a closer look at this. Guys, just waves of shivers. like an intuitive yes, shiver down the back of my neck. It was almost like a message received there saying, don't forget to receive light and love as well. Take time to acknowledge that they send us good things too. Am I right? That's the feeling I just got. Alright guys, that is not dust. It's like a pulsating, glowing little orb. We are always in search of paranormal and proof of on this channel, and to me that is astounding. I captured something I wasn't expecting. I can't explain that. And then I mentioned that I feel like I received a message from them after this thing is over my head and shoots away. I didn't see the thing. I didn't know it was there in the truck, but I intuitively was like, they're sending me a message to don't forget to receive light and love. Anyway, guys, I find that just mind-blowing as always. Between that and the responses that make sense, I don't know. Out of all the things I do on this channel, this intrigues me the most. I'm going to end this video here, but we do have another full part of me, Grant. We do have another full part of Grant and I going down the river, fishing, catching fish, and doing a necrophonic session, as well as some more Hack Shack as I arrive at Grant's house. So, just too much stuff to cover in one video. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your comments below, and let me know, does this not blow your mind as well? Come on!